It All Starts With You is a show where we're going on a journey of self-discovery and exploration. This platform is a place for women who are transitioning and transforming. Hi, I'm Eileen Lemelman, licensed clinical social worker and psychotherapist. We are embarking on a trip together where I will be interviewing experts and extraordinary women such as you and me. Let's start the show. Hello, my ladies. Hi, my friends. Welcome back to my show. I'm Eileen Lemelman, and this is the show where it all starts with you. So, how are you doing? How is everyone doing? I know I'm really struggling with a lot of anxiety around COVID. And all my patients that come in to see me are really struggling with the thing. You know what I'm talking about. The pandemic has been brutal on our emotional energy. Trust me, I know it. I feel it, just like you. The pandemic makes us ask questions about, are we safe? And we start to feel anxious and worry about our future and rearranging our life, our home, our work life, family, children. It's all changed since COVID. We have all been on an emotional roller coaster. And while you're busy juggling at home between work and school, and maybe the children are homeschooling, or maybe they're back to school with masks, or maybe you're still washing down your groceries. Well, the good thing is we don't have to worry about toilet paper anymore. We all have enough toilet paper. That was causing a lot of anxiety, but we don't have to worry about that anymore. But the anxiety is causing a constant chatter of worry on a loop in our head. What's going to happen with my job? What's going to happen with my health insurance? What's going to happen with my mortgage payments? When will I see my family, friends, kids, grandkids? When will this end? And the very important, scary question and the ultimate fear is, what will happen if I suddenly feel shortness of breath or a sore throat or develop a cough or any of the other symptoms of the disease? I continue to worry about my kids and my husband and my family and frontline workers and everyone on the planet who had the virus. And to tell you the truth, I'm worrying about everybody on the planet who hasn't had the virus. I'm worried in general, and I'm getting reports from all my patients that they're worried too. You know, it reminds me of that similar feeling that I have when I fly and I'm up in the air and I have to keep my eyes open to keep the plane flying. Because if I close my eyes, how will the pilot know how to fly this plane? It's the same thing. Worrying about everyone is the same thing. If I don't worry, how will I deal with keeping everyone safe? Oh my goodness, I feel so responsible all the time for so many. You know, as women, we all are kind of socialized to worry about, oops, wrong name. That was last week. We're on to me this week. So I feel so responsible for all the time for so many. You know, as women, we are very often the ones who are the caregivers, and we're given this job and this role in life to worry about everyone's happiness and worry about our family's safety and worry about the emotional health of so many, and all that falls on our shoulders. It's exhausting and scary. We're all drudging through and with all the stress and anxiety, and it just keeps building and building and building. And with so much going on in the world today, and so many of our human families suffering by recent events in Afghanistan, Haiti, Hurricane Ida, what are we to do with all this suffering of everyone around us? But I have a question for you. Who worries about you? Now, for a moment, try to forget everything that we just talked about. It's really impossible, right? But if we take a moment to breathe in and breathe out, breathe in and breathe out. And if your mind wanders, it's okay. Just accept where your mind has wandered, because it's very often what happens when you breathe. But just bring yourself back to focusing on the breath in and the breath out. That's a bare bones example of mindfulness, an approach to dealing with stress that can involve a simple form of meditation, mindful meditation, although it doesn't have to be meditation, but it's a variety of mindfulness. And along with a variety of other techniques that slow you down. That's what mindfulness is. Mindfulness is really important in times like this. With COVID-19 front and center for more than almost 2 years, right? Many people are grieving the loss of their former lives. It is grief created by so much uncertainty. It's different than when we grieve the loss of a loved one. This is the life created by uncertainty and anxiety. And we are all wondering, when will our lives return to the way it was? We like the way our life was, and we're so uncertain about how our life is today. Mindfulness can be a formal meditation, but I don't want to intimidate you with the word meditation. It may be easier to think of as a gym or a practice for the mind. Your only job in mindfulness meditation is to follow your breath. That's it. And notice what is happening in the moment without judging yourself or anything that else is happening in the moment. That's all that mindfulness is. And statistically, it has been shown and proven, it's evidence-based, that if you practice mindfulness every day, it will lower your anxiety, it will reduce anxiety, and it will regulate your nervous system. Mindfulness is a practice that has 3 components: paying attention to what is happening in the moment, in the present moment, and only in this moment. Doing this purposely and intentionally, and maintaining the attitude that I'll stay with the thoughts in this very moment, even if I'm experiencing unpleasant or sometimes upsetting thoughts. I'm going to stay in this moment. So remember, I asked you to breathe in and breathe out as a mindful practice? Well, something happens to our brain on the in-breath that goes up through the nostrils. the nostril breath, it's called. It's weird, I know, to tell you how to breathe. Breathing is natural, it's voluntary. Why should I tell you how to breathe, right? But there's actually a study that shows that there's a direct link between nostril breath and cognitive functioning. We have all heard this simple saying, take it easy, take a deep breath, relax, right? But science being science, however, indicates that we may now have to alter or update this old adage to read, take a deep breath in, and it will help you be more emotionally aware, but only if you inhale and exhale through your nostrils, not through your mouth. That's where the cognitive functioning of relaxation takes place, through the nostrils. So when you feel stressed or anxious, you are just one breath away from peace. One breath away from stillness. One breath away from connection. One breath away from no judgment. One breath away from alignment. One breath away from rest. One breath away from strength. In these uncertain times, people are wondering why so many of us are prone to disease rather than other people not being prone to disease. You may be wondering, why are some people suffering so with such severe symptoms, while others who get the disease have very minor symptoms, and some don't get any symptoms at all or don't get the disease at all? Well, while there's no magical solution that will promise you a healthy, working immune system, eating the right foods, a balanced diet, plenty of water, and moving your body regularly will ensure your immune system working to its best ability. So if you hear some music in the background, let's just incorporate the music into what we're talking about. It's the next door neighbor, and you know what? Music is great for reducing anxiety. So let's just bring it in and let's just incorporate that into what we're talking about today. But really, seriously, when we talk about our immune system, we want to ensure that our immune system is working to its best ability. Viruses, germs, and illnesses will always be a part of our world, and we'll always have to deal with how are we going to best fight off viruses, illnesses, and germs. But by living a healthy lifestyle and eating the right food, we're helping our immune system, building the right terrain, and creating the defense against potential threats such as coronavirus. So I'm bringing up this terrain theory because there's a whole concept, there's a whole theory about the germ theory versus terrain theory. And it's basically the argument that germs are what we need to worry about and fight off. And we have to find ways to kill them off. Whereas terrain theory argues that if the body is well balanced and healthy, and we have a healthy immune system, it will fight off germs naturally. So, that's a natural part of the life and the environment that we deal with and that we have to deal with in fighting off sickness. So both theories are very important, in fact. Our environment is filled with toxins and chemicals and metals in our foods and air and water. So today's bodies are generally a bit weaker. Add to that all of the stress that we're dealing with and coping with, and we have a great host for viruses. Hippocrates, he was this old doctor, and he had so many good sayings. He actually had this saying that said, it's more important to know what sort of a person has a disease than to know what sort of a disease a person has. But what is more important is working on the terrain, the body's inner environment, making it inhospitable to viruses. So if we continue with the notion that stress makes us more prone to virus sicknesses and viruses, and we are living on the edge all the time, hypervigilant about masks, about germs, about touching things, about breathing things, about people that we're around, well, then we need more skills to manage our stress so that we can live in today's world and really increase and improve our immune system. I'm going to take a little drink of water just to wet my whistle. So many of my patients come to therapy each week with extreme anxiety, which is why I want to give you more tools to help you with your constant and ever-present fear of the thing. You know what I'm talking about. This thing that has attacked our world on a global level. Let's find some more tools how to deal with lowering our stress. So what else can you do to manage your anxiety and stress? I like to call these tools I'm going to give you stabilization tools. They stabilize your nervous system, they reduce anxiety, and they help you to cope and manage in a better way. So while I'm telling you these different kinds of ways to manage your stress in relationship to COVID, you can use these tools throughout your life to manage any kind of stress or anxiety that might come up throughout your day. So this is going to be really helpful for you, right? So first and foremost, I recommend limiting media exposure. High media exposure can actually be more triggering than the actual event itself, because when we see graphic images or when we're constantly consuming negative news, this is very, very triggering for our nervous system. So, and then of course, if we're on social media and we're looking at Instagram and Facebook and, TikTok and Twitter and all these things that we look at all day, we are bombarded with negativity. People that are pro-masks and con-masks, people that are vaxxers and anti-vaxxers, that's the name we call people that are pro-vaccination and anti-vaccinations. And the posts are so controversial and sometimes so angry and aggressive and can be so triggering. And really what it does is it elevates your blood pressure. So by simply turning off technology, simply turning off social media, we are controlling the information that we're going to allow into our life, allow into our body, allow into our minds. It's a great way to start controlling how we want to live our life. Those of you who have been watching along with me know that I am such a proponent of rituals, morning and nighttime rituals, which is another tool that you can use to manage your anxiety. So bookend your routines. Bookend your routines. In the morning, if you watched me 2 weeks ago, I talked about morning savers, and that is silence, affirmations, visualizations, exercise, reading and scribing or journaling. And you can read Hal Elrod's book on how to have this morning ritual in your life. But I want to just focus on one thing today, which is exercise. So I really encourage you to exercise. Exercise is a way that we can manage our anxiety, just reduce our blood pressure, reduce our, stress level. And I'm not talking about strenuous, exercise where you have to get in the gym and you have to, wear certain clothes, or you have to build up this enormous sweat and it's uncomfortable and it's painful. No, I'm just talking about simply potentially walking or dancing or just stretching your muscles. I just want you to move. And may I add that if you go out into nature, that is another way that we can help ourselves. When we're in nature, we raise our serotonin level. When we raise our serotonin level, that is really, really challenging the depression, because serotonin is a happy hormone. So every time we can raise our serotonin level, we are just coursing these happy hormones throughout our body. So at the end of the night, I want you to do a gratitude journal. I want you to write 3 things every night that you're grateful for. Gratitude is a magnet for happiness. Gratitude, you can't be grateful and sad at the same time. So every night, write in your gratitude journal. I'm telling you that if you practice gratitude every day, it will change your life. It changes the way your brain thinks. It changes the way you allow negative, when you're in gratitude, you're not allowing negativity into your body. You are attracting and pulling in positivity, and that changes your brain functioning. A really amazing and powerful resource tool that I would like to share with you, and it's great for panic and anxiety, is called tapping. Now, tapping activates the brain, and it's a quick and easy way to lower your anxiety. And I do this with my patients, and it's amazing. So it's called the butterfly hug, and it's a bilateral tapping practice. So you're stimulating both parts of your brain, your right and left hemisphere of your brain. So make your hand like a butterfly, like this. Lock your thumbs and make it like a butterfly. Put your hands on your chest below your collarbone, and you tap. And you just tap slowly right, slowly left, slowly right, slowly left. Do it slowly. Don't do it too rapidly, because that could increase anxiety. So do it slowly and just tapping. So not only are you self-resourcing, but you're being compassionate to your heart, and you're reducing the nervous system by doing this. And then after you do it for a few minutes, like maybe 1 or 2 minutes, I want you to ask yourself, how are you feeling? Invariably, when I ask one of my patients, how are you feeling after we do the butterfly hug, they say words like calm, peaceful, relaxed. So now I want you to take that word, whatever it is, and tap it in to your heart and your chest again. And you're going to go calm, calm left, calm, calm. And you're tapping in calm, calm, calm. So I want you to follow up with the butterfly hug with square breathing. So when you regulate your breath and you control your breath, you actually help regulate your nervous system. So I want you to visualize a square, and I want you to breathe as we go along the square, and you're going to go by a count of 4. So you're going to breathe in as we visualize the top of the square to 4. You're going to hold your breath as you visualize going on the side of the square to 4. You're going to breathe out as you visualize the bottom of the square, counting to 4. And you hold your breath as you visualize the side of the square as you count to 4. So let's try it once. So you're going, breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold your breath, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, hold your breath, 3, 4. And do that several times. You know what I found out, by the way, is that this is an exercise that's taught to Marines before they go into combat. It is an amazing breath work tool that can regulate your breathing. So I want to give you another resource called Present Moment Focused Practice, which goes along with the mindfulness practice. Just stop and ask yourself 5 questions, okay? So it's going to be, the first question is, what 5 things do I see? And name them as you look around, either if you're outside or in a room. Name them. I see a chair. I see the floor. Next, what 4 things do I hear? You're going to name them. 4 things I hear. I hear the cars going by. I hear the birds chirping. I hear the coffee percolating. 4 things that you hear. Next, 3 things that you smell. It could be anything, right? You smell your perfume, your deodorant. You smell your toast cooking. You smell just a natural, neutral smell in the house. Whatever you smell, 3 things. And 2 things that you feel. So you could be feeling your clothing, feel the chair that you're sitting on, and describe it. Is it nubby? Is it smooth? Is it sharp? Is it soft? And then the last thing I want you to say is, name 1 good thing about yourself. I love my smile. What do you love about yourself? And boom, after you do that practice, you are present, you are right in this moment, you are right in your body, and you've lowered your anxiety. So, and the last thing that I want to offer, well, actually, I have 2 more things. I'm sorry. So, another breathing exercise that I have is called the VOO breath work. And something about talking or saying this VOO in the vocal cords is very, very calming and relaxing. So when you do this, it's really good for panic attacks also and hyperarousal. So when you breathe in through your nose, and then you say VOO like that, really long and loud, and really get your vocal cords vibrating. Something about that, vocal cord vibrating and actually hearing a sound like that, lowers your whole nervous system. The last thing that I want to talk about today is that community is so important to help with lowering your anxiety. We are social beings. We're meant to be social and connected to other human beings. So if you're watching this, great. You are part of my community. Email me, write me, eileen.lemelman@gmail.com. Let me know that you want to be a part of my community and this community of beautiful, beautiful women who are looking to connect. And I want you to listen up, because I have a course coming that's called the Courage Course, and it's going to be about women embracing their full potential, igniting their passion, connecting to joy while connecting to other women. So keep coming here. Use this as your community. Join a book club. Go online. See where else you can connect. Be in community. It is so important. Don't be isolated and alone. When you're isolated and alone, you just raise all of your, you elevate your anxiety, your stress, you become depressed, and, we are just meant to connect to one another. So I hope these different exercises and practices will be helpful for you. As always, I like to end my show with an affirmation. Affirmations are another way to help ease anxiety. Repeating affirmations over time can help reprogram your thought patterns and your brain to think in a positive, empowered way. So while there's no right or wrong way to practice affirmations, I suggest you do it in the morning, at night, during the day. And a really good way to just integrate it into your body is doing it after a cleansing breath. So let's breathe in and breathe out and repeat. I choose to feel peace and calm. Breathe in and out. I choose to feel peace and calm. Goodbye, my lovely, lovely ladies. I'm so happy you joined me today. Join me next week on It All Starts With You. You have been watching It All Starts With You. New and exciting opportunities are ahead of you. You are creating your own destiny. Until we meet again, my friends, it all starts with you.